Hello. So I've actually had a number of questions about how I made the lightsaber for my son for Christmas, and so I have all the parts here disassembled, and I'm going to quickly show how I put it together. All the parts I got from a hardware store. I went to Home Depot. The most important thing to get is this pop-up drain installation kit. It comes with all these parts, but you only use a few. This main part here is what makes the hilt of the lightsaber, and so that is mostly these two parts. I've added some stuff to it to make it look a little bit more interesting. The tools that you'll need, I use a Sharpie just for some color. I use electrical tape as well as hockey tape, and you need some epoxy. You'll also need a drill. The only two drills that there's only two holes that I need to drill. One is on the back of this pop-up drain. This is a hole that I drilled. The other one comes on it, and that just allows you to bolt in the PVC blade into the hilt. So this is a hole that I also had to drill. This is the blade is a 3/4 inch PVC pipe. I prefer to get a transparent one, but the Home Depot I was at didn't sell it, so I was out of luck there. So I have a colored one, and we'll just spray paint it once we get a color. So these two parts are just made to screw right into each other, so that's not a problem. This bottom piece, just for fun, it just looks like a straight pipe. I have two adapters. I think it's like a 1 inch to a 1.5 inch or 1.25 inch adapter that I use the epoxy. You can kind of see it in here. There's the pipe there. I just use the epoxy to glue it into the inside of the adapters. So these are actually two adapters screwed into each other, and then these are just regular rubber washers that I have just glued on and then colored with the Sharpie. The lightsaber, the pop-up drain comes with these parts, and so I use those in here, squeeze in like that, and this is what I use to make the button. I just use a red Sharpie to color the top, and then you use a bolt. So I think this is a 2-inch screw that I use, and I needed a nut on the other side. I don't have space to show it right now, but I used some hockey tape to make a nice snug fit. Use the hockey tape to make a nice snug fit, and where is it? I have to line up the holes. Sorry, this isn't working out so easily this time, obviously. Okay, and then I'm not going to screw it all the way in, but you just put the nut on the other end there. The screw goes down and sits flush right on the top of the hilt here, and that actually bolts the blade in. So the blade is in quite tight once it's in. I'm not giving the blade to my 6-year-old this Christmas. I think that's maybe a bit too much responsibility for him. He might hit my 4 and 2-year-old, so he'll just get the hilt for Christmas. So once the pop-up drain is assembled, it kind of looks like this. I just lined the adapters with electrical tape. That's just electrical tape on here, and just to cover up these threads because they are quite sharp, I also added some duct tape just for some aesthetics. And these are parts that come with the pop-up drain. They don't do anything, they're just for show. If I can screw it on properly. Which I can't. And there we go. That just sits flush. This is a gasket that just came with the pop-up drain again. And I just put that on top. And this is another washer that came with the pop-up drain. And I just sit that on top here. So it's got a little opening. You'll be able to see the blade through there, obviously. But I think that's just kind of a neat feature of the lightsaber. And yeah, so that's what I did for my lightsaber for my son for Christmas. The whole thing cost me about a little over $50, but a lot of it, like I bought the epoxy, which I only used a little bit of, and I bought a new roll of electrical tape because I was out, and the pop-up drain for sure by far cost the most. Was just for the pop-up drain. I think it was like $25 or $30. That's Canadian. I don't know what it costs in the US, but it's the most expensive component that you have to buy, and it actually comes with most of the stuff that you put on it anyway. So there's the instructional video. Good luck if you're making it, and if you know me and you have any questions, just go ahead and ask.